In this video, we're going to be taking a look at how you find the average of a set of numbers. And the goal for today is to be able to find the average of a group of values or a group of numbers. And the essential question that we will try to answer is, how can you find the average of a set of values? Now I want you to turn to page 285 in your standards practice book, and we are going to take a look at how you find the average. Now at the top it says an average of a set of data can be found by finding the sum of the group of numbers from the data and then dividing by the number of add-ins. Okay, it is important to understand this is how you find the average. So you add all the numbers up, and then you always divide by the number or the amount of numbers that you have, or the amount of add-ins. Okay, so let's take a look at an example problem here on page 285. It says, for example, if Anne scores 21 points, 22 points, and 17 points in 3 different games, she scores an average of 20 points per game. Now this is because, first of all, you add the numbers up, which we have 21, 22, 17, and that's going to give you 60. Okay, then after that you divide it 60, which is the total sum of the numbers, and then you divide it by 3. And the reason why we divide it by 3 because that's how many games or numbers or add-ins that we have. So we take 60, divide that by 3, and the answer is 20, or the average of Anne's point total per game is 20 points. Okay, let's take a look at the unlocking the problem at the middle of the page. And it says Jonathan and Pilar are practicing to be a juggling team. The table shows the number of seconds they were able to keep 4 balls in the air without making a mistake. What is the average number of seconds they were able to juggle? Okay, so first of all, in this step we have all the different totals here. So what we do first is we add all of these totals together. We want to find the sum of the seconds here. Okay, we had 32, 8, 62, 55, and 13, giving us a grand total of 170. Okay, now how many numbers did you add? We can see that we did count, or there were 5 different numbers that we added together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so what we do is we take the sum and we divide it by however many add-ins we have, or however many numbers we have, okay, which is 5. So we take 170 divided by 5, and that gives us 34 seconds. So we can see that the average time that Jonathan and Pilar kept 4 balls in the air was 34 seconds per trial. And just remember, this is the average, so we do have some outliers here. Whether it's 62 seconds or 8 seconds, it's just the average amount of time that the balls were up in the air. Okay, let's take a look at this next one together. It says find the average of 61, 69, 106, 3, 44, and 89. So the first thing we need to do is, you can even get out your calculator for this, and we can find the sum of these digits, or of these numbers. Okay, so first of all, we're going to do 61 plus 99 plus 106 plus 3 plus 44 plus 89. Okay, and that's going to give us a total of 402. We'll put 402 right here. Now what we need to do in order to find the average, we have to divide the sum by the number of add-ins, or by the number or the amount of numbers that we have. Okay, so we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have 6, so we're going to take that 402. We're going to divide it by 6. So we'll clear out the calculator. 402 divided by 6, and that's going to give us 67. I'm going to write 67 right here. Okay, so we know that the average of 61, 99, 106, 3, 44, and 89 is a total of, I shouldn't say a total, the average is 67. Okay, so let's take a look at the share and show section on 286. I'd like you to say share and show section 3 times fast. It's a little tricky. Okay, so 286, it says Tommy's basketball scoring record is shown for this month. What is the average number of points that Tommy scored per game? So the first thing that we need to do is we need to add all the points together. Okay, so we could see 24, 11, 31, 14, 9, 21, 18, and 8. And what I want you to do on your calculator is add all of those together. And when you're finished, you can press play, and I'll have the answer for you for the total of the sum of the points scored right here in 1A. So pause the video now. Okay, so your answer should be 136 points. All right, now how many numbers did you add to find the sum in exercise 1? And we know that we added 8 numbers together. Okay, because there's 8 different games and there's 8 numbers. So the answer to this would be 8. Now for 1C, it says divide the sum of the number of divide the sum by the number of games. What is the average number of points per game? So what we do is we will take 136. We're going to divide that by 8 because that's how many add-ins we had, and that will give us the answer of 17. So we could say 17 points. Okay, let's take a look at number 2 now. All right, it says find the average of the set of numbers. So what we will do, we will add 6 plus 9 plus 14 plus 4 plus 12. We're going to add all of the digits together first of all. And let's do that right on our calculator. So we have, let's clear this out. We have 6 plus 9 plus 14 plus 4 plus 12. That's going to give us 45. Now we take that 45. It's going to equal 45 here. And we're going to divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the amount of add-ins I have here. So 45 divided by 5 will give me 9. And when I have that number right there, the average of this set of numbers is 9. Okay, I want you to do number 3 all by yourself. I want you to find the average of those numbers, and when you're finished, you can press play and I'll have the answer for you. So pause the video now. Okay, so the answer to this problem was 39. Okay, that was the average of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. If you did not get that correct, you need to make sure that you added everything correctly. Okay, so you should have added, when you had all your add-ins, 39 times 6, you should have had 234, okay, for your add-ins, the sum of your add-ins, and you take 234 and divide that by 6, and that's going to give you 39. Okay, so check and make sure you have the correct steps if you had that answer incorrect. Now, what I will have you do is do numbers 4 through 13 all by yourself, and this will take you a little bit of time, but I will have you do these problems all by yourself. When you're finished, you can press play and I'll have the answer for you. So I want you to pause the video now. Okay, here are the answers for you, and I want you to check your book or your workbook and make sure it matches the answers that are on the video, and if they do not, you may need to rewind and check and make sure you're doing the steps correctly. All right, let's take a look at number 14. It says in the temperature table above, suppose the temperature for the next 2 days was 70 degrees. In other words, it would look like this. Okay, we would have, I know my drawing is going to be beautiful here. It's going to have day 8 as 70 degrees and day 9 as 70 degrees. Okay, by how much would this change the average temperature over the entire period? Okay, so what I want you to do is add day 8 to 70 degrees, day 9 to 70 degrees, You need to add that to your total, and then you'll need to divide by 9. Okay, so I want you to do that now, and when you have your answer, write it in and then press play, and I will have the answer for you. So pause the video now. Okay, for number 14, that would change the average temperature over the entire period to 56 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, or you could say it changes it by 4 degrees. Okay, let's take a look at our essential question that we had at the beginning of the video. It says, how can you find the average of a set of values? And we can see that what you do is you find the sum of numbers, count how many numbers are in the set, and then finally divide the sum by the number of add-ins. So this is how you find the average. If you have any questions about this concept, please come and see me.